Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries.
So for me, check. One more thing done. But the big job is right here. So we've got this kind of mongrel area that used to be a bar with some overhead lighting and everything else. And I need to get this tidied back up. The beam in the corner, that dark beam, is structural. These two beams, while they do go all the way through, flat framed because of this wall and its wall thickness. The brick is actually carrying all the load. And so I'll be able to remove those. However, I will not be able to easily address the fact that we'll have countertop area which has been notched around these posts. So therefore, I don't know what I'm going to do there yet. I may just end up having to cover it with something. But I need to basically frame all the way down. I'm going to box that in, make it look contiguous. Then I have some shelf brackets and some melamine shelving they picked out. The stain will hopefully more or less match. And you'll get 6 shelves in here, I believe, if we can fit them. So that's what I need to do now. We have rain coming in tonight. I'm working outside, but I can move my stuff inside the garage. So right now it's going to be about parts, and I'm going to start making parts and fitting parts. I may temporarily tack everything with my 23 gauge pin nailer. A couple of pins should hold, whatever I need to so I can fit the next piece. Get them all done, label them, take them all out, get the pins out, and then we will pre-stain, stain, let that set tomorrow night or tomorrow morning, poly first thing, and then as soon as I can handle the pieces, install them, and then hit it with a final coat of poly. That would be my plan. So right now I've got some cleanup to do. See how rough it is up there. They just, when they were demoing about a year and a half ago, whenever this house was purchased, they just used a Sawzall to get rid of whatever they needed to get rid of. I now have to go back and clean it all up. That's what I'm going to do now, is start to get ready to clean all that up and get ready for the putback. Good morning. I know it's the next clip for you, but for me it's good morning. I was going to say I was unable to, but really I just forgot to hit record as I was creating the pieces that went into that brick area where I'm just trying to create some kind of a frame to finish it off and then get some shelving in there. And I just forgot to hit record. So what I'm doing here is I have pulled the last 4 pieces or last 5 pieces off, and I'm labeling them. So that's the right fascia, left fascia. These 2 are soffit pieces. Here I have used for temporary installation the 23 gauge headless pins to great effect. So I was able to actually, get pieces in, hold them there while I could take additional measurements and fit other pieces, and basically do a temporary install. And I was going to film that this morning, and just wife was saying, hey, we really need to, because we only have just a few more hours left before we have to go home, and it's a 3-hour drive. So it was one of those things to where we just needed to jump on things, so I didn't have time to do this. We may have to install these stain only and then poly in place either today when we leave, kind of on the way out the door, or it'll go in as being stained, and then later when we come down, we'll just hit it with the poly at that point. So that's the plan. So getting ready to put some pieces up. Let me show you what I did on this. So on this piece of oak, which was already pre-finished, and we elected just for the time and everything else not to pull it out and redo it. So I just sanded it in place, and then we will stain it in place. The cavity I've deconstructed. That's just a filler strip up there. And we'll actually be finishing this in pine just because of the expense, just trying to keep expenses down, because this is, no one's paying for this other than it's on my sister-in-law's dime. So let me come down here. This is Stain Central. Here are all the pieces. I have them marked and they are ready to install, but I believe my wife wants to hit them with one more coat of stain. We'll let that set up, or let that cure, let it, whatever stain dries. And when the stain dries, I'll go ahead and install these pieces, and then I believe we'll poly in place. Now for shelves.